electronic stuff and stuff like that. So
Do you remember like riding in a car or owning your own cars and stuff?
well, the only car we had was the one that Frank had. Frank had a car. My dad never owned a car.
His whole life?
He never owned a car. He was all walking or mostly walking. When he had meetings to go to, he walked. Like the lodge he belonged to, you know. They had meetings every Sunday, and we had them at this one guy's house every Sunday. So
What kind of a lodge was it?
it was a Slovenian lodge. I still belong in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My dad put us all the kids in when we were young, and when we were 18 years old, we were a member. And nowadays I still belong. I get a newspaper once a week or once a month from there. They changed it because the secretary, Bev was the secretary of the lodge after the other lady passed away, so Bev took care, and then the members used to slowly drop out of it, you know, so there wasn't too many, so they switched the lodge over to another lodge, so another number. So I just get little notices from there, and I get the paper, Slovenian paper. Yeah, my dad used to go on weekends. He used to have every Sunday. They used to have a meeting, and I knew when the weekend was coming, my dad would get the cigar out.
He smoked a cigar?
He'd smoke a cigar, and he'd have that. Just smoke it on Sunday, 'cause when they went to the lodge meeting, because guys all smoked cigars. Then what he had left over, he'd put it down in the basement by the stove on a little ledge. He'd keep that cigar till the next Sunday.
He used the same cigar until it was gone?
He'd let them go down to about that big. Just every Sunday. And he used to come home feeling pretty good.
Yeah?
Tony used to have to go sometimes get him to walk him home.
Oh,
He
yeah.
used to get so
He drink a lot?
yeah, wine, drink wine. He wouldn't drink whiskey, wine, or beer.
Mostly wine?
Yeah. Yeah, he used to make wine, his own wine too, grapes. I used to help him make the wine too.
You did? How'd you do that?
Got the grapes and he'd grind them and put them in one of these great big wooden barrels. Then we used to have to dance on them.
You danced
down.
You smashed all the grapes? And then what happened?
Wash your feet off real good, before you go in.
Yeah?
And then come out. Then he'd leave it ferment, and then he bottled it all. He used to make good wine.
It's amazing how much stuff you just did.
Yeah.
Knew how to
made
do.
wine from dandelion blossoms.
Now, how do you make dandelion wine?
You know the blossoms that grow?
Yeah.
Used to go out there and we used to take pillowcases to go out out in the farm fields where it's all, and then pick all the blossoms off.
And then what?
Then he would bring them home, then he'd start making he'd add the sugar and lemons. He used an awful lot of lemons and leave that ferment for a good while. I never tasted it, but they said it was good dandelion wine.
Did it make people get drunk, I wonder?
Sure. Yeah, we used to take pillowcases to go. Me and my mother used to go pick dandelion blossoms. That's why Cutsy says, Cutsy used to make it too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so he was saying, you know, people cut grass with the. He used to get so mad at people that used to cut dandelion blossoms up.
Just the yellow blossoms
Just
is
the
what he used?
Yeah, just the blossoms. That had, so.
Now, how did you, like taking care of the yard and stuff like that? Did you cutting the grass or anything like that? How they did that?
We had those old-fashioned hand mowers.
Okay, just like you propelled itself when you pushed it?
Yeah.
It turned the, yeah, I've seen those. Did you remember anything of that? Any stories your mom and dad might have told you about their parents or their grandparents or anything, or did people not really talk about that kind of stuff?
They very seldom talked about their parents. Not that I know.
Because it'd be interesting to know what memories they had when they were younger. You know,
Yeah.
what life was like for them if it was hard for the next generation.
I don't know what time they came over from.
What? So it was your. Did you know your grandparents?
No. I don't think they were in. I don't think they were here in the United States. They were in either Yugoslavia or Austria or somewhere around there.
So it was your parents who came over from what country?
Well, my mother says, I think she says Austria is part of Slovenia. And my dad, I don't know, somewhere around there.
So they came over and then settled in Pennsylvania? Your mom and dad?
Yeah, I don't think they lived anywhere else that I remember.
And the countries they came from, they spoke English in those countries? Or did they have to learn English when they came over here?
I think they had to learn it when they came over. They didn't come right into Pennsylvania. They came into, it might have been Pennsylvania, but I was born in Alexandria, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So, I don't know where Peps was born.
So your parents met and were married in Europe,
Yeah.
and then they came over to America and settled in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And they learned English and they raised all you kids.
Well, my dad became an American citizen, so did my mother. So.
That must have been a big change for them too.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what they did before they came over.
I don't know.
Because you were born in 1920, right? So it would have been, you know, the turn of the century they were over there and then over here.
Mm-hmm.
You've done a lot. Well, thanks for talking to me about all this stuff.
Yeah. That's about all I can remember.
You have a good memory.
Oh, yeah.
Neat. All right.